Okay. Say you've got really bad pegs. You're not strong enough to turn them. Not easily, anyway. I've tuned a lot of bad violins. Now, what you want to do is, if you've got really, really bad pegs, I'm going to angle this down. You want to grip the violin gently between your knees. Alright, so I've gently got the violin between my knees. Alright, so the violin is safe. I've got it between my knees. Okay. So, again, the same rule applies. You're going to loosen before you tighten. So say your D. Say your D is really, really bad. So you loosen. So you can see, you can look at the inside of the peg box where the scroll is to see how the strings are wound to help you figure out. But basically towards you is going to be loosening. Unless your violin has been improperly strung, which does happen. The strings on the pegs, they should be kind of coming from over top of the pegs. You probably can't see that, but they should be coming from over top of the pegs rather than from underneath the pegs. So you have the violin between your knees, and what you're going to do is, if you're tuning the D string, you're going to be plucking the D string gently with your right thumb, and you're going to be plucking it a lot because you want to hear the pitch as you're turning, because remember, you don't want to go past the note. So at this stage, you can have your tuner out. If you're still learning how to tune and you don't have a good sense of what a D should sound like, and you're going to, so remember, start, so loosen it, and then slowly. And I'm hitting my A because I need that A as a reference. Now I'm roughly at a D. So holding it. So always plucking a lot. You don't turn it a lot without continually plucking it, because again, it's very easy to break a string. So notice. Now I'm beyond a D. If I go much further than this, I'll break it. So make sure that you're keeping track on the tuner until it's gotten roughly to a D. And then hopefully you've got adjusters to do the more fine-grained tuning. And for me, I'm not going to get it in tune at this angle, and I will go into playing position and tune. And I'll have to do it there. Now, maybe you have to do it with the A string. So you'll use the opposite hand. So you'll be plucking with the left thumb and turning with the right hand. And then once you get it there. Oh, bang on. Wow. Excellent. But my D's not in tune. That's why it's so difficult to tune violins. Also, if you're tuning something like a viola, the human ear is much better suited to high pitches. So you're gonna have to spend a lot of time. I mean, cellists and bassists can do it, so we can too, obviously, on the viola, but it's a little bit harder to hear the lower pitches. So you're really gonna have to spend a lot of time listening very carefully to make sure that you're getting your C string in tune. It's sort of easy to slip by. Also, because it's sort of vibrating more slowly. The thing is about using electronic tuners, there's a couple things to note. Number one, even if you've got each string perfectly in tune on the fine tuner, they're not necessarily going to be mathematically in tune, relatively speaking, because the tuner goes by something called equal temperament. And all I'll say about that is that equal temperament is mathematically a compromise. So you might still have a little bit of beating. Hopefully not, but it's possible. even if every string is reading green or in tune on your tuner. The second thing to note is that, say you're playing something like an electric bass and it's very, very low, those notes are, the frequency is so low, like, 40 hertz, 44 hertz or something. They're so low that the tuner is just not going to be that accurate. I don't know why that is, ask a music technology person. But your ears, at the end of the day, when you've learned how to use them, and when you're not distorting the pitch of your bow, your ears are going to be much more sensitive than any digital instrument if you learn how to use them correctly, if you really listen and you're not too impatient. And it takes time. And part of that time is that you're building a memory bank of what the beating sounds like when notes are out of tune. Right? I can do it quickly because I know all the sort of various ways that it can be just a little bit out and how they all sound different. Okay, good luck.